Well, so be it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, boys and girls. How are we all doing today? That was an intense 18 days of my life. Yeah, I was. I mean, okay. So for just for posterity's sake, because nobody's going to be able to find these discussions in a while. I was quite sick for a little bit, and now I'm a little bit better. And so the very first thing that happens, of course, when I'm a little bit better, is that our yes, is that our year 2 and 3 students start clamoring. Oh wait, did that no? Start clamoring for my return to streaming, which I am not. Hold on. Why is my head so low? 1 second. It's not supposed to be that low. It doesn't look like it's that low on the. Oh, okay. Let's try this. Okay. Okay. Yes, we're good now. We are good now. Let me add a couple of these plans. We're gonna delete these plans. Fantastic. Okay. What was I saying? Right. So of course, the moment I come back off my convalescence, or my the moment my convalescence seems like it's taking a turn for the better, our year 2 and 3 students just start clamoring, and here we are. And that's fine. It's fine. Contractually, I am technically obligated, and thank you for to our year 1 class 1 students. I should point out, we've had a few of our year 1 students graduate into year 2 and year 2, and I actually like why is my mouth okay. I actually like the kind of changes that they are pushing in terms of the culture. These need to be set a little bit differently. Hold on. Let me just set these numbers. Okay. Okay, this is a little bit better, I think. Oh no, actually, let's take that down to 1 as well. Anyway, so we are obviously we are a little bit more less extreme, I guess is the word I'm looking at. Thank you to our year 1 students for who have graduated, who are pushing for reconciliation and open discussion and all of that, and that's fantastic. Love that, right? Like, what did I want to know? Oh, right. Thank you to our year 2, 3 students for demanding that I return to streaming. Thank you in big gigantic quotations. A true thank you to our graduating year 1 students who are helping moderate discussions in the full community. Well, to be fair, some of you lot are quite. Oh, it's not opening quite as much. Let's try that. Okay. Well, yeah. So you know how it is. You get a bunch of people with very opinionated ideas together, and they will do all sorts of very silly things. Anyway, all of that aside, today we are going to sort of restart our discussion on the English Constitution, and we're going to do so in such a way that it's like this. I'm just pointing. I'm pointing at the monitor and going, it's just like this. But really, I think the point is that as bedtime stories, these things tend to yeah. So let me finish explaining. Okay, let me finish explaining. Originally used as bedtime stories, they tended to provoke too much discussion, and so now we want to discuss it. Not this one, but the future ones we will also I will go back to being milder, just so that they can continue to be used as bedtime discussions or lectures, whatever you want them to be. But the idea really is that instead of limiting myself to not discussing these topics as they crop up, because obviously there's a bunch of discussion going on in the stream channel. Instead of limiting myself to not addressing those comments, I find that it's probably a little bit easier for me to address them, but still to do so in what am I trying to say? in situ is what I'm trying to say, right? Now we want to discuss it in situ so that the context remains there. And I realized that, like, it would be easier if we could have done this with the in lockstep with the discussions. If everyone's commentary would be able to appear sort of alongside the video, but obviously for very clear reasons we cannot do that, right? Even unlisted. Remember the NDA that I signed, unfortunately, that means that we can't have you lot even passively subscribe to the YouTube or Twitch channels. Twitch doesn't even work anyway, because Twitch just dumps videos after a few days. So yeah, so NDA means that we can't use this functionality from YouTube, but we have a Discord bot that does this now, so we're good, right? So yeah, so if you guys scroll through the chat, we've had a few questions on why there are random 2.5 minute markers, and that's exactly for this reason. The bot will, like, our administrator 3 or whichever administrator is on duty starts the bot when I start the stream. And so every 2.5 minutes, that bot prints out the line that says, oh, this is minute blah 2.5 2 minutes and 30 seconds, this is the 5-minute point. And so that means that you have a general idea of where we are if you guys want to go back to look at the thread itself. Make sense? I just saw the because I have a Bloomberg terminal, right? But obviously I don't always glance at it. But I just glanced at the Bloomberg terminal and I saw a sea of red, and that's just okay. While we were off the air, sorry, we were supposed to start with English Constitution today, but I think what we'll actually do is will not start with English Constitution today. Instead, we'll do some housekeeping and minor discussions. Cool. Anyway, so let's talk. It's now 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Fed rate, right? Like when we last talked, at least as a community on stream, it was right after the January FOMC minutes and how they only decided to raise by 0.25, and I had claimed that was irresponsible because, well, obviously, like it's just it from my perspective, it was just wrong, right? And I mean the streams and the tweets are still there, so yeah, like fucking excuse me, go back and look at that. But the point remains that the Federal Reserve raised 0.25, and then Jerome Powell did not go and stamp on everyone. Jerome Powell didn't like shoot anyone's puppies, and that's wrong. If they did 0.25, then Jerome needs to go out there and literally execute everyone's dogs. Like and because he didn't, look where the market went afterwards, right? And then they have to spend all of this extra energy to relower actually, yeah, that's a good point. To relower expectations, and oh, that's the wrong button. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. They have to spend all this extra energy to lower everyone's expectations again, because it like they were just, it was wrong, right? Like this FOMC meeting was just wrong, right? Like you guys have seen the push now for 0.5 at the next meeting, and the only reason why they need to go to 0.5 now is because they didn't do 0.5 earlier. If they had done 0.5 last time, and Jerome had then gone out and be like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it, markets, right? I can't. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do Jerome Powell's accent, because I can't. But if they had done 0.5 at the end of January, and Jerome had literally challenged the markets and said, you guys are being retarded, then we wouldn't be in this situation, and we wouldn't have these gyrations in the stock market. Or I mean, we would have less gyrations in the stock market, and we wouldn't have people losing their money because they keep buying the fucking, just like, right? Like this committee has lost so much credibility. It's really just disappointing. And then of course today, right, like Walmart, like, as I'm seeing in my terminal there, Walmart, what time are we at? 14 minutes. Walmart, what was it? yeah. So Walmart forecasts, right? The Walmart forecasts are yeah, okay. They are definitely not good, and it's kind of, to me at least, okay, to me it's very clear why that is the case. And the case is that they were just being dumb, right? Like or no, not they, but rather that the expectations were set at a unfeasible level, right? Like especially with yesterday's UK numbers, and it's sort of like the market is really retarded, right? Like what market is just silly, and they don't really operate on very like, I don't want to call myself someone that only looks at fundamentals, because obviously fundamentals aren't really always true, because the people who do look at fundamentals get blinded by the fundamentals that support their arguments, and then don't think about, you know, the other explanations. But fundamentally, this market is not in the position that can sustain a rally. Like, we are still waiting for the Fed to literally go around and shoot everyone's puppies. The puppies haven't been shot yet, right? Like, what do you... obviously, the stock market tends to preempt the bottom of the recession, and that's true. That's always true. That's just sort of how the market works. But we haven't gotten to the bottom yet. So when you're buying pre-bottom of the market, or at least to me, we haven't gotten to the bottom of the market yet. And so there is that exuberance of, you know, like, COVID-19 is over, it's time to get back to work, you know, inflation is over, it's time to get back to work. But is inflation over? Inflation is not over, right? So fellas, get your lives together, you know, like, don't be dumb, come on. No, it's okay. Okay, let me address something else that I've made fun of you a lot enough. Let me address something else that was brought up earlier that is actually to do with our bedtime stories that I haven't gotten to. Let's talk about that for now. Hypothes.is. I believe that's their website. Let me just double check. Oh, wrong button. Yes, okay. Hypothesis. So hypothesis is this thing. Oh, you guys can't see it. Oh, I need to bring that back up. 1 second. There we go. Is this thing. And so the question was, why is, you know, the cabinet, why is it highlighted? And that's because I'm using this web-based markup software where we can do that, right? So say I go all the way up here, and then I want to jump to the one annotation that says start here. We start here. And note this as February 1st, right? Because we were thinking about, oh, that's not the right button. We were thinking about doing this even before I got sick, and then obviously, like, it simply never happened. And so it says, you know, you go to that annotation. You can annotate whatever you want, right? Let's say $20 million per annum. If you just want to highlight it, that's highlighted, right? You can go up and go, hey, look, that's highlighted. We can delete it. We can comment on it. Obviously, you guys, I'm not going to allow you guys to comment on this, but theoretically, if we had something that is completely locked down from the outside, we could have actual discussions there. But I prefer keeping it all in Discord, because that just means it's a lot easier to handle, right? So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so this is what this software is, and I personally, so I don't use this for my own studies. I still use Zotero because legacy reasons. But also Zotero allows you to clip an area, right? An area. So say I wanted to clip I say I had a graph and I wanted to clip the graph. Zotero would allow you to do that, but Hypothesis currently doesn't. And so, sometimes I like clipping graphs. Or, if the text comes in a text box and the box is hard for the text parser to parse properly, then yeah, we'll do that. Anyway, so this is what this is. And so ideally, what I will do is, let's go to the top, blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, like right, these guys, right? Like, it would be easier for me to clip this as a box than it would be to highlight this, because once it's highlighted, it looks like that, and that's silly, right? Whereas a box would just be a box like that. Yeah. Didn't I use something else? Yes, in the past I used margin note. That was on my iPad. That's fine. I don't mind it so much. The problem for me with that software is it's really hard to export. So if the reason why I use these types of software, or why I personally use Zotero, is I could just like Control-C, Command-C in my case, and copy all of the comments and annotations that I've done and paste them into my personal version of like what I use in Obsidian, right? And the beauty is that links right back to Zotero and the PDF file, and that allows me to just like go back to it basically immediately, and that's fantastic. Anyway, so say we want to. This is Badgett's introduction of his own work. So let's say, oh come on, I'm gonna use this. Introduction to the set, blah blah, in a way who attempts to see a living constitution. Oh, we are indeed. As to the effects of the last reform bill, that's I'm not even gonna bother talking about that. 1860. So there's a reason why 1866 and 67 are so important, right? Like from a geopolitical perspective, because there is that change in the way that the Victorian era was run out of the UK, but also the war between Prussia and Austria, which cemented Prussian dominance over the North German Confederation, and therefore made way for the sort of the Little Germany solution, which basically meant that Prussia would unite modern-day Germany, while Austria-Hungary kept Austria-Hungary, as opposed to the Greater German solution, which would have been a unified German realm that includes both Prussia and Austria, and probably some of the Austrian lands that went along with it. Of course, that never happened. I don't want to talk about the Reform Act. Oh my god, that's just too much context. Okay, what? Foreign events which have illustrated it. Oh yeah. From the French nation upon the assembly. Oh. The French as a nation. I forgot about this line. It is for inexperienced mankind to take such a government. How much more natural that is. How much more easy to uneducated men is loyalty to a monarch. Let's do this. And this is important, right? Loyalty to a monarch is simple, and modern geopolitics requires much more, actually not even modern geopolitics, and nation state geopolitics are more nuanced than the let's not say simple. What happened there? Oh, I used the wrong button. loyalty to a single person or idea is, let's call it direct, and requires little in terms of difficult thoughts and decisions. But geopolitics, especially nation state geopolitics, is always too nuanced to for the too nuanced for direct and for there to be a single person or idea, and therefore cannot be handled in a direct and unambiguous and completely unambiguous way. So this would be what we would do when we're talking, when we're reading these, right? I would read it, I would look at commentary that's coming from the channel, and then I would make my own notes on top of this, and then you lot are obviously free to respond to these notes as you will, and then I will make commentary, like there used to be let's say spooks used to be allowed to say that they admired certain espionage techniques done by adversaries, i.e. What was it, the Chinese obtaining government identification, etc. But this is no longer allowed to be said in public for partisanship reasons, right? Like, and it kind of makes sense why this isn't allowed anymore, because obviously the general public cannot really handle this idea that somehow America gets hacked, or that there is that secret battle that's constantly going, right? Like let's take the whole balloon saga for a moment. Oh, is it time to go? It is almost time to go. Okay, we will finish with the balloon saga, right? Balloon. Let's take the whole balloon saga for a moment. And what do you mean? Yeah. So this so when I'm reading, this would be how I would do it, right? Like I would read, and then I'll highlight something, I'll make some commentary on it, and then we'll move on from there. Yeah, you guys. So there is a way to export all of these, and I will definitely do so, and we will, I will paste them at the either upload a file, or we might paste them as just a general pinned document in the thread for this particular stream. Yeah, we'll do that. Anyway, so let's talk about Balloon for just one quick moment. The fact that it generated such outrage is I mean, once the outrage was generated, from a geopolitical perspective, it is better to use it rather than to help your adversary by, downplaying it, right? There isn't currently no political headroom. There just isn't. There is no current political headroom for people to de-escalate, right? And there simply isn't, neither in America nor in Asia. Oh, I did this. That's the wrong there's no room for people to de-escalate, and so once it's out there in open, it's out there in open. One thing, and I've talked about this in the past, is it is highly beneficial to the quote-unquote West that adversaries do not like exposing the fact that they've been hacked. Right? It took someone like Edward Snowden to actually demonstrate how penetrative the American espionage networks are, and obviously he did it to protect the freedom of citizens. But those techniques definitely weren't simply used on Americans, right? Let's be completely honest. They weren't used on Americans, or not only on Americans and Europeans. They were used basically carte blanche on the rest of the world, right? Like it's very like why wouldn't they, I guess, is the point that I'm trying to make. Of course, if they had the ability to, I would assume that they would do so, and indeed, we have seen that they do, right? So what it amounts to is that this is a good propaganda, right? And so the fact that the fact that this was picked up as a news story by so many people means that it was really nice to turn it into propaganda. But that obviously doesn't mean that this doesn't happen all the damn time, right? Like we talked about what was it, a few years ago, 5 years ago, half a decade ago, I can't remember, but there was this article in Bloomberg that was talking about, was it Bloomberg? Somewhere. Definitely I remember it being a reputable source. So talking about a mild admiration by someone by one of the intelligence officials for the way that they were hacked, and that American government information was leaked not leaked, but rather possessed, right? And like we're not talking James Bond here, no, but like this is a thing, and to pretend that somehow we are all impervious is, well, as I said, it's simple and direct, right? Like obviously nobody wants to think that their government is being hacked all the time. Anyway, yeah, whatever, it's fine. Anyway, so we are going to come back to streaming. I'm going to probably, health permitting, 5-6 times a week of the normal sort of 30-minute sorry, excuse me, of the normal 30-minute type streams. Cool? Excellent. Okay. Yes, obviously I was just coughing for show. Thank you very much for watching. In conclusion, please download Firefox, please don't do Chrome, and I shall see all of you presumably tomorrow. Well, okay, no, let me make this clear. What time is it? 34:30. Streaming, actually no, just these buttons are just 30. Streaming schedule is dictated by health concerns. I will give a heads up when I do. No, we'll just leave it at that. Streaming schedule is dictated by health concerns. Good, okay, thank you. I did already say download Firefox, don't do Chrome, and I shall see all of you next time when I stream, which will most likely, given my current health conditions, be tomorrow. Okay, cool, bye. Oh, also wink.